not exactly live. Not exactly in front of a studio audience. It's time for the Not Exactly Rick Snyder Show. And now, not exactly coming to you through the marvel of the internet, Michigan Governor Rick Snyder.
Oh, hi. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Not Exactly Rick Snyder Show, Episode 2. That's right, we're back. I gotta be honest with you. This better go better than the first episode, or some heads are gonna roll around here. That's right, I'm talking about you, Mr. People Love Your Charm and folksy way of talking down to them. Did you see the comments after the last show? Not good, my friend. Not good at all. Anyway, I'd like to talk to you about something that a few of you have expressed your concerns about, something that's very near and dear to my heart. Johnny, can you take a guess as to what that topic might be?
The tax increase on middle-class families.
No!
The lack of new jobs created under your administration.
No! Schools! I'm talking about schools! You see, I've heard that people don't understand my decision to take hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars from our school aid fund and then give it away in tax breaks to big corporations, to the CEOs, or as I like to call them, my BFFs. Huh? Anyway, as I was saying, I hear people say things like we raided that money, or that we robbed it from the public school systems and somehow just gave it away to big corporations, when really that couldn't be further from the truth. You see, when I hear the word raided, that means that someone took something against the will of the owner and ran away with it, when what I did, on the other hand, was take that money that, well, maybe you thought was going to be spent on your child's education and appropriated it elsewhere. Doesn't that make sense? And yes, that elsewhere happened to be tax breaks for big corporations. And yes, it was probably against your will, now that I think about it. Oh well, I just don't like the word raided. It just sounds bad. Let's call it something else. How about misappropriated? That's better, isn't it? In any event, let's stop focusing on who stole what or how many kids are going to be piled into one classroom because of it. The real question is, how do we ensure that our children is getting a good education? Oh, are getting a good education. So you're the grammar police now. Unbelievable. To ensure that our children are getting a good education, we have to focus on the teachers, making sure that we have the best and the brightest in the classrooms. To accomplish that, I recently pushed for passage legislation that I truly believe will help. The first thing we're going to do is slash teachers' pay and benefits. And I mean really slash them. A starting teacher's salary will be so low that they will actually qualify for bridge card assistance from the state. Seriously. Next, we're making changes to the tenure system to make it easier to fire teachers. Good teachers, bad teachers, really doesn't matter. The important thing is that every single teacher in this state feels that their job may end quickly at any time. And finally, I'm not saying that this is possible yet. I'm not saying that it isn't. But let's just throw out the idea about replacing all the teachers with some sort of robot that will require minimal upkeep and zero health coverage. Will it teach our children? Yes. Will it save us money? Possibly. Will they one day rise up and take over the world? I don't know. But our teachers have to know that they aren't indispensable, that robot teachers are ready to replace them at any time. Now, you may be asking, how will these proposals help ensure that only the best and the brightest teachers remain in Michigan classrooms?
Now that you mention it, Rick, we're all dying to know.
Well, I'll tell you. He's very impatient. If you take the job of a teacher and you cut their pay to the poverty level, and then you make it so you can fire them for any reason, and I mean any reason, and then threaten to replace them with the TeachBot 5000, you'd have to be a really dedicated teacher to want to stay in that job, right? Right? Don't you think? I mean, then all of the mediocre teachers would get the heck out of here, leaving behind only the best and the brightest and most enthusiastic teachers behind in our classrooms to teach our students the lessons of tomorrow.
Really?
So there you have it, folks. Let's just stop saying that I raided money from public schools or that I'm picking on teachers, okay? I'm solving problems. Got it? Okay. I think that clears things up. Unfortunately, in explaining my awesomeness, it took a little longer than expected, and I can see by the clock on the wall that we're out of time. Johnny, before we go, who was our sponsor for today's show?
The Not Exactly Rick Snyder Show is brought to you today by the Michigan Senate Democrats. Head on over to Facebook and join the conversation.
Seriously? Them again?
They apparently like the idea of you talking directly to the people of Michigan.
Whatever. Well, thank you for tuning your internet machine into this web channel once again. Keep an eye out for SnyderShow.com for our next episode. And, as always, you're welcome, Michigan. Good show, everybody. Good job, don't you think?